James Braga here from dragonblogger.com. Today I have an unboxing of an N1707 full tower case. As you can see, it's not my normal recording area. I had to move it because the case is rather large and I didn't have the area to do it in that place, so I apologize now if it looks a little out of whack. As I said, I've done the little brother to this, the 703. It was a black and red version. This is the big brother. This is the 707 full tower. This is the gaming version. They do have it in the silent version, which is a non-windowed with sound dampening. But like I said, this is the gaming version. Let's take a look. Like I said, it's gaming version. It is black and red, just like the last one. It's the model gaming version, full tower, SECC, steel, acrylic side window panel. The external drive bays is 5.25, by 3, so you have 5 drive bays. Or I apologize, you have 3 drive bays, like your CD-ROMs, DV-ROMs, or you can swap those out, and you can probably put in like a controller for your Hue RGBs or whatever you want. Internal drive bays, this is 3.5 or 2.5. You can fit either in the slots. There's 8 of those slots. The motherboard form factor, you can fit eATX, ATX, and I believe micro ATX. So it gives you the options of all the versions. So you have a lot of options. Your power supply, ATX 12 volt rails, you can fit up to 220 millimeter size, which is, a good size, so you should be fine. The front I/O ports on the front of the case, it has 2 3.0s. 2 2.0 USBs and the HD audio, which is your microphone and your headphone plug. You have 8 slots for your either your graphics cards or your PCIe slots, so you have 8 slots for that. Your air cooling, this one has in the front, it has 2 140 millimeter fans. I believe it's pre-built into this case. You also have one rear 140 millimeter fan, which should be in this case also. We'll get into that once we pull it out. You also have, you can fit a 140 millimeter or 120 millimeter on a side panel. We'll see about that. The top, you can fit 120 millimeter fans by 3. So you can fit 3 120 millimeter fans in the very top. I believe you can probably fit a few 140 millimeters too if you want. The bottom, you can fit a 120 millimeter or 140 millimeter fan by 2. You also have an HDD cage, 120 millimeter or 140 millimeter fan by 1. I'll show you that also. You have liquid cooling options. You also have, you can put a 360 millimeter in the top, or in the bottom you can put 240 millimeter, or you can probably fit even 120 millimeter if you just want a CPU cooler. You don't have to go large if you don't want to. You have other dimensions. It's 21 inches by 9 inches by 22 inches. This weighs in at, it says 11.4 kilograms. So now let's pop her open. Now of course I don't think I brought a knife, but we'll see if we can get her open anyway. Some of the tape came off. Now, like I said, this is a large case, so bear with me. We'll toss the box to the side. Take this panel off. And this. As you can see, it's completely covered in plastic, like most cases. We'll stop right here for a second. On this case, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but you have some feet built into the case. You also have a mesh that goes over your cooling, your fan area. You also have a mesh over the PSU power supply unit fan. So now we'll pop it back over without dropping her. toss plastic to the side. As you can see, here's your fan. You can't see it that well, but it's there. They do have one in the back already pre-built in. You have your 8 PCIe slots, your open hole for your PSU. You also have a lot of venting here, which is great, so they have a lot of airflow coming through. You have your 4 slots for your liquid cooling, if you mount your liquid cooling out to the side or to the very top. They give you that option. Now, like I said, we'll flip it over here. Side panel does have an option for 140 millimeter or 120 millimeter fan, which is pretty cool. Now, like I said, I did the small brother of this. I will be placing a picture up in the corner. You should probably see that right about now. The difference between the small brother and this one is the front panel is a push button and stays on. The small brother comes completely off. You have 3 options here for 3 different slots. The small brother only has 1. It is a brushed aluminum look. There's a metal sheeting on the front. On the top, like I said, is the metal mesh grate for your liquid cooling topping, or if you want to put fans up there. I'm sure you could set some fans up here somehow. We'll figure that out. Now, what you can't see down here at the bottom, and I'll try to get a better view of this, tilting it, is your USB ports right here. You have two 3.0s, 2.0s, then your headphone jacks. On the side, in an inconspicuous little place right here, is your power button, which is pretty cool. Now, on the side here, you have your windowed case. As you can see, the plastic's already off this. I did a little blooper reel. I had to restart the video a little, so we swapped it around. Your thumb screws, we're going to pull this off. And we'll unscrew this one, and we'll give you guys a look at the inside. But first we'll give you a closer look of the side case. Now, not sure if you guys can see this, but it's laser engraved on the inside right here. And when it is very light side panel, which is nice. It's a good option. If you want to swap this out, you can even take the side panel off if you want. It's only screwed on, which is not pretty cool. I mean, I haven't seen them actually screwed on. Most of them are just clips. Inside here is your instruction book. I'm not going to guarantee where they put them when they put them in the boxes. This is where mine was. You know, it's more of an instruction pamphlet. It folds out, gives you your list of screws, like you can see here. List of your pieces that are in the containers. How to take your side panels off, mounting your motherboard, stuff like that. You got some zip ties in here. I won't bore you with those. You got 8 2.5 HD screws for your SSDs. You have 4 PSU screws, 4 ODD screws, and 2 fan screws. $12 more fan screws for like your PSU or your top fans and stuff like that. Unlike the little brother, this one doesn't have built-in standoffs for the motherboard because you have too many options of what motherboard you want to use. So comes included with the standoffs, the standoff thumb screw, and your screws for your motherboard. And then last but not least, this comes with 12 water cooling washers for your water cooling. Now I will set these all aside so we can get more in depth with this. Now if you wait a second, I'll swap real quick, a little closer. I'm going to point out some things. Here's your 3 drives for your DVD ROMs or whatever. Right here, if you can see these yellow clips, These are pre-built in, so you do not need screws to connect your drives in. You just pull them out and then push them in and you're locked in place. Great little option. Down here is your 8 drive bays for your SSDs or HDs. There's a little clip button right here. I don't know if you guys can hear it. As you can see, it comes out. I'll pull it all the way out. Your little drive holders are actually plastic. Some cases they make them metal. Has the pre-built in, just like the top drives. So you don't need screws for your larger HDs, hard drives. But if you're using the SSDs, you need the little screws because they mount different, which is pretty cool. It's a nice option. I actually like that. Now it does fit in a certain way, so it latches in and then connects. What you can't see is there actually is 2 fans already added in here, 140 millimeters. To get to those, you have to remove the hard drive case and pull them out. As you can see, there's a couple screws. The one thing I do not like, I don't hate it, but I wish they would change the coloring of, you know, your HD audio front panel cords and your USB cord, because it's gray. If you're like me, you're a stickler for theme builds, or you don't like to see that gray cords, but it's there. You also have a 3.0 black cable, and then you have your multicolored, you know, power LED, power LED, and your power reset. In the back, I will flip it. As you guys can see, it's a crystal clear. This one is an LED fan. It does have the option for Molex, 4-pin Molex, or 3-pin. Great little option. You know, you have your space for your PSU. You have your space for your cooling. I believe if you want to fit liquid cooling bigger in here, you have to take the drive case out, which shouldn't be a problem. You can do it. A lot of people, you know, you figure it out. You have the options up here, like I said. Now, we'll flip this around. We'll take off the other side panel for you guys. I'll give you a close-up of the thumb screws. As you can see, this is the thumb screw. That has 4 of these for the side panels. Now we'll pop this off. And now, like I said, you could fit a fan on here if you need to. It actually has the holes for it, 120 millimeter or 140 millimeter. Good little option. You don't see that a lot. Well, I haven't seen it in a lot of cases, but I'm sure they're out there. Now, over here is some pre-built-in zip tie or wire tie holders areas. You have your rubber mounts so you can fit your wires in without them chafing. As you can see, here's the wire bundle for the front panel. Here's the wires for the fans on the side. Now these aren't LED fans, but it actually has the holes so you can fit LEDs in there. If you have them, then you go ahead and do it. Now, like I said, here's your power button. We're going to take the front panel off. There's 3 red clips right here. You press them in, push. Same on the other side. Press them in, push. And we're off. Now, I will open this up. I will hope you guys can see this. There's little black clips here. You hit that black clip. Same on this side. And that pops out. And then you have your slot for your drive bay. I won't put this back in and bore you right now. I'll put it back in afterwards. We'll flip this around and hope we don't pin the wires. If you want more drives, there is a second option for a 4th one down here. But that means you would have to cut the front panel, or you can use it for another mounting. There is no actual fan, you know, I would say screen to keep dust out for the front fans. They have it pre-built in, but that's just wire mesh. It's not really going to help anything. As you can see, there's a lot of open airs throughout this case, so there's a lot of airflow. Even on the side front panel, it has it. If you guys can see the mesh on the side. Put it back on, very simple. Line it up, you know. We're back on. I appreciate you taking your time to see my unboxing and walkthrough of the N-Win 707 full tower gaming case. I will be doing a full written review on dragonblogger.com, so if you keep your eyes on that, that should be coming soon. Thank you.
Disclaimer: this product was provided to the author to do a review. All opinions are 100% authors and authors alone. For more information, visit bit.ly/dbdisclose. To have your product or brand showcased on Dragon Blogger, visit bit.ly/reviewmyproduct. Thank you for watching.